we hit 100K. I'm so excited. I don't even have words, but what I do know is that I'm grateful not only to have hit this amazing milestone, but for you, for all of you that have supported me over the years, to continue to come back and watch my videos and support me and my business and my babies. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And even for those of you that pass through to get the content and the knowledge that you need, thank you so much for just watching my videos. It helps me tremendously. You know what the crazy thing is? I never really had this as a goal. I never started YouTube and said, oh, I want a YouTube plaque. I never did that. I never said I wanted 100,000 subscribers. But you know, the funny thing is it feels good because it's not that I got 100,000 subscribers, okay? It is what it represents and what it stands for. It's not about the number. It's not about the plaque. For me, it's about the perseverance, the resilience, the belief in myself that it took to actually get to this point. It's about stepping outside of a box that people would love to put you in and truly pursuing your goals and understanding that if you can believe it, you truly can achieve it. If you can think it up in your mind, honey, you might as well pursue it because you can make it happen. That's what it means for me. It really has shown me that you are only as big as your mind can take you. Right? And for me, when I started this channel, y'all, for those of you that have been here, you know the story. I started this channel because I wanted to be at home full time with my kids. That was my why, me wanting to be a stay-at-home mom and take my kids to school in the morning and get them off of the bus stop in the afternoon. That's why I started. But the real reason why I started is because YouTube, I guess, used to monetize all channels. I don't know. This is before I was on YouTube, but they came out with this. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And honey, the people were upset. Okay. The people were absolutely upset. It was such a big story at the time in the creator economy that it like surpassed YouTube and spilled over into the other platforms that I was on at the time. And so I was like, why are people making such a big deal about this? I mean, it can't be that hard. Okay, it cannot be that hard. So let me see if I can do it. This could be a great way for me to be able to stay at home with my kids if I can make it happen, because people say you get paid from this thing. Okay, and so my first breakthrough on the channel came within 90 days. I got that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so quickly. It was within 90 days. And I was like, see, I knew this couldn't have been that hard. What were people tripping on? It's not that hard. And so I knew that I could make this happen. If I could reach this milestone that people were tripping out about in 90 days, I knew that it could be something for me. Now, when I had my first success on the channel, I think I made this video about the side hustles that I was doing at the time, because I walked away from my job to be at home with my kids. I started doing the gig economy. I was blogging. I was doing a lot of little things. And so I was like, you know what? I'm sure there are other moms out there that want to do the same thing. Let me help them. And so I did this video about the side hustles that I was doing at the time, and that video took off. I was shocked. It took off. It was one of the first videos I've had to hit 100,000 views. It took off. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, God, you must see me. Like, you really must be telling me that this is it. This is the thing. And so when that video took off for me, I was like, okay, I know that I have found something here. But over the years, right, I have struggled. Okay, I have struggled when it comes to frequency. Okay, people like to interchange this word with consistency, but to me, those are two very different things. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But frequency has just always been a struggle for me because I've always been juggling multiple different things. I have my babies. I do other things outside of the internet. There was a time where I was still holding down a work at home job. I've just always been doing so many things, and it was just very hard for me to kind of stick with this posting schedule or getting videos up every single week. It was difficult for me. I eventually, though, realized that frequency and consistency were two different things, and that my consistency was actually helping me with the thing that I sucked at, which was frequency. Now, the turning point for me was when I finally decided to lean into who I am, what I had to offer, and who I could help. Because in the space that I'm in, when you're talking about content creation and online business, everybody in my space blew up and way faster than me. Okay, they are bringing in subscribers by the droves, and I think a big part of that is because they have teams. They have the perfect thumbnails and the editors behind the scene, and they got the time. Okay, I never had that. I never had the time to put up 3 and 4 videos a week. I never had the budget to hire editors and thumbnail creators and all these things. This is a solo show over here. Okay, and so at the beginning, there was this imposter syndrome of sorts where I felt like, well, I don't have all the things, what have I done? What proof do I have that this works for me? Because it's not working at the scale in which it seems to be working for them. But when I finally decided to lean into, no, ma'am, no, you did that. Okay, the receipts are in. You did that. You did. Nobody can take away from me that I walked away from my full-time job when it wasn't cool, when it wasn't a storyline. I did that in real life and made it happen, and got this YouTube channel and turned it into a 6-figure business. Nobody can take that away from me. But even when I didn't have that 6-figure business, no one could take away from me that I was helping women each and every day earn money with Shipped. I was helping them earn money with blogging. I worked with Fortune 500 companies doing brand partnerships when I was doing my lifestyle stuff. I had to lean into what I actually had done and who I was. I was like, okay, look, I can't compete with them and their team of 10. Okay, but what I can do is lean into who I am. And I am Keisha from the block. Okay, and I know that there are girls out there just like me who want to make this happen too. So I just started to lean all the way into that, into my story, into my identity and who I am, and the people that I know that I can help, which is mothers. Okay, I was juggling 4 babies and this YouTube channel. So what I knew how to do is to get that dinner ready, get the schedule together, film these videos, put these videos out, do what it took, okay, to run this online business. And so I leaned all the way into that. And when I finally did that, that's when I had my breakthrough. That was the turning point for me, because my audience began to come. But let's talk about building out a channel in 2025. My chair's just spinning me around. Let's talk about building a channel in 2025 though, and maybe 3 tips that I have for doing that I think is very important. So the first one, let's go ahead and talk about it. Consistency, okay? That's a word that people love to absolutely throw around. And I think that they don't fully go into the full definition of consistency with y'all, and they have y'all thinking that consistency is frequency. And those are 2 different things in my eyesight. So number one of the things that actually worked for me is consistency. Right? I told you that frequency was an issue, but consistency became my friend. Consistency looked like me showing up on a regular basis with the same topics, with the same perspective, with the same tone, with the same viewpoint from the same girl, with the same branding, and it ain't changing. Okay, I'm showing up the same way. every time. And my audience began to know what to expect. They began to know what to expect when I did that. Now, had I shown up one day as Keisha from the block, and then the next day I showed up as corporate Keisha, okay? And today I was talking about how to make passive income online through digital products, affiliate marketing, and blogging. And then I showed up tomorrow talking about how to make an apple pie from scratch. It wouldn't give. Okay, it would not give the same, but I showed up consistently talking about passive income strategies that I was personally implementing in my life. I wasn't throwing out content on ideas, right? Because you see all these videos getting tons and tons and tons of views. 5 business ideas to start. Baby, these ain't ideas. These were things I was actually implementing in real life and had real proof, of results with. So I showed up consistently, maybe not frequently. I probably didn't have a video out every week on Monday and Wednesday, how the gurus had it. But one thing about it, 2 things for sure. If I took the summer off with my kids, like I usually do, my audience knew that I was coming back. I might have took 2 months off, but she'll be back. And I consistently showed up over a period of years, 6, 7 years at this point. Can't stop, won't stop. I might fall off. I might not be perfect, but I'm coming back. Okay, so consistency, I think, is really important on YouTube. It's always been, but it's even more important in 2025 because there's so many more people doing it. Show up the right way, the same way, so that your audience knows what to expect each and every time. Then, I think in addition to that, something that worked as well is me showing up with what my audience wanted to see. Okay, if I make a video about how to make money with affiliate marketing and my audience is not feeling it because it doesn't get the views, it doesn't get the response or the engagement or anything, but then I show up with a video about blogging and they got all the questions and all the views and I'm hearing, oh my gosh, they put your video over here in this group and yada, 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 then I know that's what the people want. And so I begin to give them more of what they want. And I don't know why more people don't do this. I see a lot of beginners, they don't do this thing. It's like, hello, did you not see that video did a bit better than the others? Why don't we do more of that, right? So I think that doubling down on what my audience actually wanted was so helpful. And I didn't even really know what I was doing at first. When I started doing that, it was just common sense. Like, okay, duh. If people engage more on this, let me give them more of this and less of that, right? And then to tie it all together, honestly and truly, it was building out a community. Building out a community in 2025, I think that it's more important than it ever has been in this creator space, to lean into the people that lean into you, to ensure that you're engaging with your audience, talking back to them, going live, showing up, engaging on their content, really putting yourself out there and supporting the people that support you. Now, here's the thing. I mean, these are business videos, okay? I was like, can't that get monotonous? And a lot of people in my space, they're implementing blogs in and all the things, and I ain't got time, okay? I ain't got time for that. And so for me, it was like, you know what? Y'all some real ones to show up over here and engage with me, and for us to build this community off of these dry videos, because business can be a little dry. Okay, it's like, okay, how are they getting to know you, Nakisha? Why are they leaning in so much? It's because I try my best to put my actual real life personality into these videos, even when the topics can be a bit dry. Okay, I ain't dry by a long shot. So I try my best to make sure I'm talking at y'all like I was talking to you in person, to give you personality, to give you exactly who I am, because I'm high strung, high energy in real life. I'm a crack a joke. I'm going to not take myself too seriously. That's who I am in real life. And I try to infuse that into these videos. Okay, I try my best to infuse that, but that takes getting better on camera, understanding how to talk to an object as if it has a personality and can talk back. Okay, so if I had to tell you anything, those would be the things that I would say for you to focus on. Okay, making sure that you're consistent, doubling down on the content that's working, building out a community, and learning how to be more confident on camera. Those are the things that hands down has helped me to get to this point. And I just want to say thank y'all. I just want to say thank you. It's been an amazing ride. I definitely have some new things in store. We ain't veering off too far from what it is already, okay? But I do have some new things in store. I want to try some different content types and things like that. But all in all, I just want to say thank you. Now listen. If I have helped you in any way on this channel, baby, if I have helped you to figure out how to get into the Amazon influencer program, if I've helped you set up your blog, honey, if I've helped you get monetized on YouTube, I don't care if I help convince you to start a YouTube channel, whatever it is, I'm talking about. It could be the smallest of things. Let me know down in the comments below for a chance to be featured in a future video. I definitely want to document this moment of me hitting this 100K, and you might get a chance to show up in that video. Just let me know down below. This was just a quick thank you, not very quick, because y'all know I'm long-winded. Okay, I'm long-winded. It's been, what, 20 minutes already. But this was just a quick thank you. I had to say thank you in person, okay? Because a post, that's cute, but I just had to say thank you in person. So thank y'all so much for being here and rocking with me and supporting me over these years. And I hope that you continue to do just that.